Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, in the book, in the wee hours, just like I like it. Got a nice one for you today. We're gonna deal with evil. Give you a heads up. All right, you know the deal. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. You got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinker's mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practiced daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my eye be true. We about to deal with a lesson on evil. Got 2 pages, 2.5 pages of information. And right here, see that thing right there? That's a cross for all you Christians. The ancients saw the cross as the cross is a symbol of time and space, representing physical space. We had the ark with the key of life, represent the female womb, the male phallus, and the 2 offspring, male and female. That was the key of life. They didn't confuse it. They knew the difference between the 2. So let's talk about evil and all those who do. All things in creation, matter came from the original oneness with the spirit. Spirit, matter, yin and yang, they go together. That makes humans. Netters, okay, the original netter. All things were one. Everything's come from the one. And undifferentiated, not divided into different objects with different names or forms. Nope. Netter has created matter, but also lives in it as what? Its soul. Hence, spirit, beings. The soul part of Netter forgets, watch this, it is Netter. We are spiritual beings, aka godly beings having the human experience. We forget we're godly and think we're human. That's what we are with ignorance of self. That's my point right there. And forgets it is a netter, forgets it's God, and sees itself as an individual amongst what? Many other individuals. In giving rise to matter, netter has created the illusion of what? Duality. Separation from itself. I'm so-and-so, the identity. Here we come. He's about to come in here. Watch this. The illusion of separation gives rise to who? To feelings such as fear, greed, hatred, and anger. You know what that is? Because you, the individual, now your soul as the individual believes he or she must now what? Fight for their survival. Ego. And since the individual does not remember, I just get a lesson about not knowing thyself, but remember thyself, okay? And that he or she is what? Immortal, netter, and a part of what? All beings and all things. He and she now develops this idea of what? Looking out for number 1, me, ego, and having what? A good time, and having a good time since what? They say You only live once. That's for the ignorant, okay? This ignorant and imbalanced way of thinking now develops due to what? Ignorance about one's spiritual nature, aka your higher self, the godly. So therefore, ignorance is the root of all evil. I thought you said money. No, ignorance, okay? Understand that, please. Netter, singular by one, is God, is the absolute reality. That's what's real. Which lies beyond time and space. When he brought matter into it, that's when time and space started. Let there be light, matter. Now we got creation. Time and space starts. And netters are what? Boundless, formless, timeless, etc. God. We are netters in the flesh. I just got finished having a conversation with some people. They think that Jesus Christ is God in the flesh. If Jesus Christ is God in the flesh, that means we all got to be the same thing. You can't sing them out and say, well, that's God in the flesh, and nobody else is. So that didn't go well. We are matter, okay. We are netter, Matter exists because the netters with the spirit that sustains it. And through the qualities of material existence. We call it life. Matter, which is the physical part, human part, is subject to what? Existence within time and space, right here. The spirit don't have to. Why? It needs the body so it can become in time and space, hence the cross, okay? Coldness, movement, and solidification into a physical form tending to be drawn toward its original perfect state of what they call equilibrium, which existed when? Before time and space or the apparent duality. When time and space, you got to have what? Dual, night and day. That's time and space. And at one time, it's just one thing, all night. Okay? If you said, let there be light, that means we was in the dark before then. And such, watch this, these are divine principles. Those are principles that the man don't set. Nature. Principles are by God. And that what? Affect every physical object, including us human and our human bodies. The primordial state of our true being is spirit. God is spirit. We make God man. God made us in his image to perform and to do. We as human, we humanizing God. Well, God is this, God is that. Wrong. Moving on. The spirit. And God being spirit. And because the very same matter, which is physical, that is given life, owes its existence to who? To the spiritual energy, the soul that's in you. And in order to have worldly experience, God came down to his creation to have the experience of a human, okay? Or spirit projects or clothes itself with matter. The spirit needed a body. They call it clothing itself with the physical body. Now, in doing this, now the spirit what? Forgets that it is spirit and identifies itself with what? The matter, the physical body that is in, which composes the body and looking for what? Fulfillment, and it is led by desires of the flesh. Now the spirit, now clothed in matter, physical body, it now acts in ways which are in accordance with the laws of matter. But because it remains ignorant until it's enlightened of what? The underlying spiritual reality of itself, or the demonic behaviors, the underlying spiritual reality of the laws, which is okay, divine, underlying spiritual reality, the laws of matter, that's physical part, which originally were divine. We're divine beings. But when our ego took over and became expressed as what? Satanic or demonic behaviors, fears, selfishness, vanity, greed, hatred, all passion of what? The endless though unfulfilling accumulation of objects or overindulgence in sexuality. Meaning anything physical, anything pleasurable, that's what you want. The spirit don't need all that. That's the ego self and the physical part. That's who's going to get all the pleasures, the physical body, okay? Now, in and of themselves, time and space are not evil. Understand that. However, when the spirit, becomes identified with what the limited is human concept of time and space, evil in the form of egotistical, self-centered behavior emerges. Now the ego is in control. The symbol for time and space is the cross, all male, okay, another concept. But the spirit is symbolically crucified on the cross of what? Time and space. When it enters into the physical form, we become prisoners of the physical body. But it's in the womb, okay? When you come into the physical world, it's going to grow and mature, but it comes out ignorant. It's divine. If you get ain't nothing better than see a little baby just happy, just, pure, no ego, nothing, it's just happy. It's going to lose that. Why? Because the ego is going to creep up and take over. But the passion, watch this, here you go, the passion of Jesus is a symbol of the passion experienced by, you ready? The passion of Jesus is the is experienced by every soul which comes into physical form. So don't tell me Jesus was God in the flesh and we're not. That tells you right there. Right there. Same example. The task, therefore, is to what? Return to what? Your primordial state of fulfillment by what? Spiritualizing the matter. The physical body got to get spiritualized, enlightened. Live right, mind, body, and spirit. Take care of those three parts of the physical body and you'll be fine. But one's own body, this is yours, and your conscious mind, again, yours, by identifying with spiritual nature, your higher self, now evil itself provides a road to realization of its own wrongness. Hence, you're going the wrong way. If you don't have spiritual enlightenment, you travel on the road of ignorance. Because evil actions, right there, if your actions is not pure and good of God, it's evil of the devil. Watch this. Now, your evil actions create consequences right there. Here you go. Of what? Pain, suffering, and even death, which allow the superficial mental consciousness to what? Awaken to its now deeper divine self. And eventually you will discover what? The true equilibrium it cannot find in the world of time and space. Why? Because the human form is the only one in which consciousness can realize itself to be what? Both physical, matter, and spiritual, okay? In the same person at the same time. We're spiritual beings having human experience. The way to realize one's spiritual nature is to hold the qualities of what? Matter and spirit, heart-mind coherence, in the balance, aka of Maya, and through righteous and virtuous actions daily, such as what I tell you, selfless service rendered, non-covetedness, sleeping around, doing the wrong things, etc. When you're not doing those things, and by crucifying evil ideas, feelings, and intentions, what? When they arise in your mind. Think positive, think good thoughts. Don't let the negative thoughts gain weight. If you stay God conscious, stay prayed up, your mind on God, the devil can't get in. Why? An idle mind is where the devil do his work. That's the devil's workshop. A mind that ain't on God is weakened. So it gets in and has its way. Now, where we at? Ooh, okay, now, evil, what it do? It guards what? Good and positivity. It guards it out of its complacency. Okay, now you got to act until strength and a higher wisdom through what? The struggle. The moral struggle between good and evil is in you, okay? Your lower nature wants to drive, your higher nature wants to put in control. And that's the struggle within everybody. And to what? Overcome evil. Set got to be taken out by Haru, your higher self. And therefore, there is really no such thing as what they call good and evil. But they got to balance itself out. Watch this. There is distinctions made by the ignorant who are unaware of the what? Interconnectedness of everything. Everything. And everyone in what? The universe, the world. And through the struggle of positive versus negative in your own mind, Horus, again, Haru and Set, yin and yang is all the same, giving and receiving, reciprocity, one give, the other receive, the other give, the other receive. Now, that's the great law of duality. That's what Maya represents. And it dictates positive or negative consequences, and it's all karma, and it's according to what? Our WRIGHT, aka action, in handling all life circumstances, be they good or bad. You are the determining factor. Okay, understand that. Because it's good, yeah, it's always feel good. When it go bad, it act like it's the end of the world. It's only good when it's good. No, you got to deal with the bad too. And people, when you fall in love with that guy or that girl, it ain't all good. You got to take the bad with the good. Understand that. Moving on. So let's go. You promised it, yeah. Good and bad, up and down, and out, yeah, too, death to you. So therefore, let me get this lesson out the way now. Oh, I'm good. Okay. So therefore, there is really no such thing as good and evil. There is only the distinction that we made. I just did that, excuse me. But when you give and receive, that's the great law of duality. Did that. Okay, here we go. Ignorance. You ready for this? Ignorance is the sure way to evil, slavery, disease, and death, whereas knowledge, there you go, waiting for this one, and its correct application, right there. Knowledge don't mean nothing, but when it's correctly applied, will lead to the good physical and spiritual health, mind, body, and soul. Take care, work out, pray, meditate, and study, and live right on this earth every day and beyond. What you mean beyond? If you're here, what's beyond? That's what they call the afterlife. That's what the Bible's the word, what? Basic instruction before leaving earth. Oh, the spirit leaving here. If it's getting enlightened, that's the difference. Okay, where we at? Ignorance is a surefire. Okay, so therefore, armed with this understanding, now one stops wishing what? That evil or negativity did not exist in the world. Why? It don't make sense. Now you understand firstly and firsthand that in labeling something evil or negative, you are making a judgment based on your own individual perception. And secondly, that they exist to show what? The way toward correctness, justice, and righteousness. If you didn't have evil, you wouldn't know about the others. That's what we just talked about. And rather than seek to learn from evil, meaning the old-fashioned way, trial and error, the true direction and destiny of thy divine by yourself, now one can then appreciate what? That the universe is set up in a system wherein you do what you're supposed to do and good things will happen for you. That's being in sync with God, doing the right thing, obeying God, whatever you want to call it. But watch this, it's telling you it's a system wherein everything that comes into being becomes dual, and in so doing, each side, be it positive and negative, works with the other to what? Complement and urge the other onto what? Greater and greater heights. Since the idea of universal whole of creation, all is connected, good and evil do not really exist. Again, they are only terms used to denote opposites in creation with no good or bad connotations. The idea of good and evil is only an illusion, again, created by your own ignorant mind so that you can discern and differentiate in effect that we may even judge between what? Different courses of action. Right? Wrong. To thereby interact in time and space, and be able to provide for our own well-being, survival, in our usual context. Negative is used to denote a bad experience, which is true, which positive is also used to denote a good or wonderful experience. And in this oneness, all the same thing, prescribes can be positive, describes upward, forward movement, expansion of the consciousness, learning lessons of life, progress in life, health, etc. Negative then now becomes what? The opposite of positive. Opposite of complacency, contraction of consciousness, meaning you're shrinking, not following universal laws, you're wilding out. Now, illness and death and resurrection is in your future. Simple as that, okay? Wrapping it up. In chapter 17, I think, chapter 17, line 39 or 42, in the Egyptian Book of Coming Forth by Day, our Bible, the idea of matter and its relationship to spirit. Watch this. And the purification process through which righteous and virtuous living are explained when the initiate speaks as follows. This is what he says. I have made an end of my failings. Stop doing the bad. This is me. I have removed my defects, my negative things about my character. What then is it? The separation of the corruptible matter, the physical body. It is the initiate, your triumph before the gods of all, manifested, emulating them, becoming like them, and driving away all of your what? Negative flaws, your defects, which belong to you. They are wiped away. What is it then? Wrapping it up right here. This is the purification on the day of your new birth. You can't have salvation without being born again. And what? Spiritual enlightenment, waking up and becoming one with God. That's the name of the game. Even if you're evil, you can still manifest and cross over. I'm going to finish up with the devil right quick. This is a short one. I won't say this one, but now I can get out the way. The devil. All evil is born out of ignorance. We know that, of the mind. And due to this ignorance of our true nature, higher self, we forget we really are one with all other beings. We are all one. We begin to think what? We are what? Individuals. That's the ego right there. We must struggle against other individuals. The ego telling you, you got to compete. That's the egoistic mindset. And we develop a fear of death. The ego scared to death of death. It don't know God. It don't know eternity. It don't know immortality. It just know itself. Hence, ego self edged God out. It don't have no concept of God. So your higher self got to take over. And this is all due to what? Ignorance of yourself. We hurt others by acting in evil ways. Thus, now due to our ignorance, we'll even commit crimes against others, family, friends, the world, and ourselves sometimes. Okay? Thus, we become evildoers, aka the devil. If an evildoer who does opposite of right is the devil, that means the one who does right has got to be God. Philosophically, and you look at it, come on now, I'm wrapping it up. Now, it is therefore important to be careful, not to become extreme in one's thoughts, to be understanding of others and respected, and to look at the worth of each individual, since they are what? People who engage in what? Devilish behaviors. We don't control them, we just control ourselves. On every continent in the world is going on. And from this understanding, it is perhaps possible now to see a larger and more beautiful view of the world and creation itself as we expand our consciousness beyond the restrictions of any particular religion, doctrine, and to understand that devilish behavior by any means is a factor or of our degree of separation from the oneness. The devil can't be with God. There got to be a separation. You can't serve two masters. Either you're serving yourself or you're serving God. And yourself is the devil. Why? Because if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, you become the devil in the flesh. Now, the oneness separation, which is caused, again, by your own ignorance. And since the oneness is always there, always been there, if we only learn to purify our hearts and minds in order that we may perceive its oneness through our inner vision, aka the eye of Haru, the third eye, the all-seeing. That's the one you got to open up and become conscious of yourself, to know thyself. That's the lesson of what I did. We got evil and the devil. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be right back. I got some more for you. You know I'm not done. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. In closing, my bad. May all my right thinkers live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I've never known my right thinkers have passed away. I'm out.